On April 25, 2025, the Beverly Hilton's Grand Ballroom was buzzing with excitement. It was the 22nd annual Living Legends of Aviation Awards, a night dedicated to honoring the unsung heroes of aviation and aerospace. But what was expected to be a night of celebration quickly turned into a nightmare for Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. His planned 11-minute speech spiraled into chaos, leaving him to make a hasty exit while facing relentless booing from an unforgiving audience. Imagine this: Hollywood heavyweights like Morgan Freeman and John Travolta in attendance, and there's Harry on stage, ready to share his stories. Sounds like a perfect setup, right? But instead of captivating the crowd, he delivered a self-absorbed narrative that clashed with the event's purpose. The audience, filled with industry leaders, had come to celebrate collective achievements, yet Harry's focus was primarily on himself. It was a public relations disaster unfolding in real time. As the evening began, the atmosphere at the Beverly Hilton was electric. Everyone was there: NASA astronauts, test pilots, and leaders in aviation, gathered to recognize incredible contributions to the world of flight. Harry was there too, celebrated for his service as an Apache helicopter pilot during 2 tours in Afghanistan, and was expected to honor the aerial firefighting teams that bravely battled the wildfires in Los Angeles earlier that year. But as Harry took the stage, everything shifted. Instead of a heartfelt tribute, he launched into a long-winded recounting of his personal experiences. His stories about his own struggles in pilot training and personal achievements quickly turned the mood sour. The audience's patience wore thin, and murmurs of disapproval escalated into audible boos, something you rarely hear at such a prestigious event. One aerospace engineer in attendance later remarked, he was supposed to honor the firefighters, but it felt more like he was auditioning for his own biopic. It completely missed the mark. Harry plowed on, seemingly oblivious to the crowd's growing dissatisfaction. His tales, which should have been an homage to the heroes of the evening, instead turned into a self-centered monologue. The audience, composed of seasoned aviators like former NASA astronaut Christopher Cassidy and Navy pilot Robert Gibson, expected a salute to the larger aviation community. Instead, Harry's narrative was all about him, prompting cries from the crowd demanding he wrap it up and actually honor the heroes present. And then there was Morgan Freeman, seated close to the stage, exchanging incredulous looks with John Travolta, who was hosting the event. The tension in the room reached a boiling point, and about 11 minutes into his speech, Harry abruptly halted mid-sentence. He appeared flustered and flushed with embarrassment, muttering something unintelligible before storming off stage, leaving his notes scattered behind him. The audience sat in stunned silence, jaws dropped at the spectacle they had just witnessed. As clips from the event started circulating online, they painted a picture of a prince overwhelmed by his own blunders. This wasn't the first time Harry faced public scrutiny, but the intensity of this incident was unlike anything he had encountered before. His military service, once a shining part of his public image, was increasingly overshadowed by perceptions of self-importance. Insiders later revealed that Harry's team had engaged in extensive negotiations with event organizers to secure a prominent role in the ceremony. They even requested specific staging designs to put him in the spotlight. While such demands aren't unusual for high-profile individuals, some deem them excessive, especially with the event meant to honor the brave firefighting crews. He wanted the spotlight, but this wasn't his night, said an anonymous committee member. The audience was there to celebrate firefighters, not listen to a royal monologue. The audience's frustration was palpable, and social media quickly amplified the backlash. Posts began flooding platforms with criticism of Harry's speech, highlighting the public disapproval that was mounting. It was a scene of chaos, a royal misstep that would not be easily forgotten. But let's analyze this for a moment. How did we get here? How did a night meant for celebration morph into a spectacle of embarrassment for a member of the royal family? It all boils down to a fundamental disconnect. You had a room full of heroes, people who risked their lives for others, and then there was Harry, seemingly grasping for relevance in a situation where humility and respect were expected. This incident reflects more than just a failed speech. It's indicative of a larger issue at play. Public figures, especially those with royal backgrounds, must be acutely aware of their surroundings and the expectations that come with their status. There's a time and place for personal stories, but there's also a time to step back and let the real heroes shine. This was not the moment for Harry to seek validation or recognition. It was a night dedicated to honoring others. And then there's the question of sincerity. Can we genuinely believe that Harry intended to pay tribute to the firefighters? Or was it merely an attempt to keep his name in the headlines? The line between admiration and self-promotion can be razor-thin, and this incident blurred that line beyond recognition. As the clips continued to circulate, Reactions from the public ranged from disbelief to outright mockery. Memes and commentary flooded social media, showcasing the disconnect between Harry's perception of the event and the reality faced by the audience. This wasn't just a speech gone wrong, it was a moment that encapsulated the struggles of a man trying to find his place in a world that often seems to reject him. The fallout from this event extended beyond the immediate embarrassment. It brought to light the ongoing struggle of a prince trying to carve out a new identity away from royal duties and expectations. Yet, with each misstep, it becomes harder to sympathize with him. The narrative of a young man seeking purpose is quickly overshadowed by the reality of someone who appears increasingly out of touch. As we reflect on this chaotic night at the Beverly Hilton, it begs the question, what does it truly mean to honor those who deserve recognition? Is it enough to simply show up, or does one need to genuinely connect with the moment and the people involved? For Prince Harry, the answer remains elusive. His journey is fraught with challenges, and moments like this only serve to highlight the uphill battle he faces in reclaiming his narrative. In the end, the Living Legends of Aviation Awards became a turning point for Harry. It was a stark reminder that the world is watching, and the expectations are high. The audience had come to celebrate heroes, but what they got instead was a reminder of the importance of humility and the dangers of self-promotion. As the night closed, one thing was clear: the legacy of Prince Harry continues to be shaped by his actions, and if this incident is any indication, he has a long way to go.